Chapter 62 E3 Turns. This is where the dead stay. I only see the dead. Are you sure you want to see me? The hoarse voice continued to come. Kang Chon couldn't find anyone. He was furious in his heart and wanted to seek help from Dan Huang. But Dan Huang said that he wouldn't help him in the future without anything important, so that he wouldn't develop a dependent mentality. Kang Chon felt helpless, but he also knew that Dan Huang had a point. This cultivation world still had to rely on him to break through on his own. In the silence of the dark night, still no silhouettes appeared. Only Kang Chon stood alone on top of a piece of white bones. The surroundings were eerie, and from time to time, a ghastly wind blew. Lin Beishan is dead. I think you should be clear. If you are sensible, hand over the bodies of my Wong family members. Otherwise, I will destroy this mass grave. Seeing that he couldn't find the other party, Kang Chon simply threatened. I don't know if Kang Chon's threatening words played a role. After a long time, there was no more sound coming from it, and the mass grave resumed its silence. Just when Kang Chon was feeling a little impatient, a burst of soft crunching sounds came. He swept his gaze out and instantly realized that the white bones around him were tumbling and the ground was slowly protruding, as if something was about to come out. Kang Chon instantly looked alert, carefully observing the surroundings. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Suddenly, a white bone hand grip broke out of the ground and tightly grabbed onto Kang Chon's feet. Playing God, drink. Kang Chon shivered in fear, then became annoyed and shouted. His whole body's true essence burst out lifelessly. Strong shockwaves scattered towards the surroundings. Wherever he passed, white bones flipped over. Is this the technique of your corpse-catching sect? I didn't expect that the #1 sect in the cultivation world back in the day would be reduced to pretending to be a god and not daring to meet people today. Kang Chon shook off the white bones all around him and shouted angrily. His surroundings were shrouded by orange true essence, which appeared dazzling in the dark night, illuminating the space around him. Huh! As Kang Chon's words fell, a surprised sound came from him, followed by a black figure slowly walking in the darkness. This person's entire body was shrouded in black robes, and his face wore a ghost face mask. And when Kang Chon saw this mask, he immediately felt a sense of familiarity. Kid, you actually know about the corpse-catching sect. Say, who told you? The black-robed man drank morosely. His voice was sharp and hoarse, very hard to hear. Kang Chon ignored him. His eyes were firmly fixed on the ghost face mask on the black-robed man's face. He finally remembered where he had seen this mask. Wasn't this exactly the ghost face mask left by his father? Although it looked a little bit different from the black-robed man's, the similarity was 7 or 8 points. This was something that he would never be wrong about. Could it be that father is also from the corpse-catching sect? Doubts rose in Kang Chon's heart. Kid, although these two masks resemble each other, but the materials used are far different. The mask your father left for you doesn't know what material was used to make it. Even if the old man was in his heyday, he couldn't destroy it. The mask of this guy in front of him is nothing but an ordinary material. At this moment, Dan Emperor's voice came from his mind. He was also very interested in Kang Chon's father's origins. That's what the words say, but there must be some connection, Kang Chon affirmed. Wouldn't it be easier to capture this brat and ask him about it? Emperor Dan said. Kang Chon nodded at his words. He was a little excited in his heart. He didn't expect that this time, when he searched for the bodies of the Wong family members, he accidentally learnt information about his father, and maybe he could use this to explore his father's origins. Kid, are you dumb or not? Hurry up. The black-robed man saw that Kang Chon did not reply for a long time. He was furious, just did not wait for him to finish. The opposite side of the Kang Chon has already made a move. An orange blade on broke through the air. Kid, you. The black-robed man didn't expect Kang Chon to strike immediately. His heart was furious. He decided to give Kang Chon a hard lesson. He swept out in the form of black mist, bringing with him a ghastly yin wind. The ghastly wind was filled with corpse chi. Ghosts cried, and wolves howled, and a murderous aura was forced upon him. Good timing. Kang Chon advanced instead of retreating. The long black blade in his hand slashed continuously. Although he hadn't learnt any blade techniques, with his thick true essence, he hardened himself and slashed out a brilliant blade aura. The blade-ons broke through the air, twisting the incoming yin wind to pieces. Kang Chon did not know the blade technique and completely struck out with strength, a force of 10, splitting the black-robed man back step by step. The black-robed man was also formidable. His own strength was surprisingly a few points stronger than Lin Beishan, definitely a genuine Jiden stage expert. Good boy. I underestimated you. The black-robed man was forced into a corner by Kang Chon and laughed in anger. He waved up a piece of black mist and recited a burst of inexplicable incantations in his mouth. Then the earth shook, and 4 black coffins broke out of the ground. Kang Chon looked over with a wary expression, only to see the 4 coffins constantly vibrating, as if something was rushing out. Come out, children, the black-robed man laughed eerily, and the 4 coffin lids flew out, revealing 4 hideous zombies, their entire bodies covered in white hairs, looking very eerie and terrifying. The sudden appearance of the 4 coffins is shocking. From the coffins out of the white hair zombies is even more daunting. Kang Chon stared at, his eyes full of gravity. He felt that these 4 white hair zombies are not simple. According to the classification of zombies, although the white hair zombies are the first class of zombies, but also has the strength of the Jiden stage, and their bodies are hard, ordinary magic treasure is difficult to hurt. Worthy of being the corpse-catching sect, just a single stronghold has such strength. Their headquarters has at least a Yuanying stage ancestor sitting in the town. It's really a terrifying sect. Even if it's gone down, it's still not something that ordinary people can fight against. Feeling the powerful pressure emanating from the 4 zombies, Kang Chon couldn't help but sigh in his heart. He could only look forward to the other party not rushing to transport the Wong family's corpses out right now, otherwise things would be really difficult to deal with. Just as Kang Chon sighed in his heart, those 4 zombies had already made their move. Their eyes opened with a blood-red glow in their eyes, and a strong killing intent erupted out and pounced on them. Kill. With the black-robed man's order, the 4 zombie figures ran extremely fast, like 4 hurricanes blowing away, bringing 4 amazing energy storms, and a terrifying sense of oppression instantly covered the entire space. Drink. Feeling the terrifying killing opportunity coming, Kang Chon quickly reacted. Between the flipping of the black long knife in his hand, he slashed out a dozen of terrifying blade onings. The blazing light appeared dazzling in the dark night. Seeing this, the 4 zombies unexpectedly did not flash or evade, still continuing to attack towards Kang Chon. Rumble. Only to hear a burst of rumbling, the brilliant blade splits in the 4 zombies' body unexpectedly did not cause half damage. Their speed does not reduce. Cold sharp claws reach out to Kang Chon's neck. Kang Chon was shocked. He didn't think that these 4 zombies were so powerful that they were not afraid of his blade. In his haste, he could only cross his sword forward, blocking the 4 sharp claws that were the first to attack, and then locked his whole body's true energy to harden himself against the 2 zombies that were attacking behind him. Boom, boom, 2 explosions in succession. The 2 zombies in front of Kang Chon flew away in response to the sound, and the powerful force was transmitted along the black long sword, sending them flying 100 meters away. However, the 2 zombies from behind him also blasted their sharp claws onto his back, and instantly 2 huge forces came from the zombie claws. This power was cold to the bone and lifeless. It was 2 strands of death energy. Under the attack of these 2 strands of death energy, Kang Chon's thick true essence unexpectedly could not withstand for a moment before it was breached and subsequently entered his body. Not good. Kang Chon was instantly startled as soon as these 2 strands of death energy entered his body. They quickly devoured the true essence in his body, growing in strength and then destroying his meridians. Ha ha ha, brat. Invaded by the corpse energy, you'll turn into a zombie in no time. At this moment, the black-robed man blew in with a ghastly wind, his morose killing intent popping out infinitely, his icy laughter intimidating. The two zombies that were shaken away by Kang Chan also attacked again. The terrifying corpse chi swept through the entire space. The surroundings were eerie, evil spirits hissing. Overlord Fist. Kang Chan was furious at the words. The long black sword in his hand fended off the zombie attack. His left hand swung up the Overlord Fist and killed the black-robed man. This time, he was cautious and no longer came into physical contact with the zombie. However, the corpse chi in his body continued to erode his meridians. Kang Chan could only use half of his strength to suppress the two strands of corpse chi invading his body, and could only exert half of his own combat power, thus being forced back step by the black-robed man and the four zombies, dangerously close. Damn it. If these two strands of corpse chi are not removed, I can't fully utilize my power. The two strands of corpse chi in his body were acting as a monster, making it impossible for Kang Chan to give out his power, and his heart was very stifled. He swept his long sword across the room and bombarded with chaotic fists. The space around him shook and the powerful energy caused the earth around him to toss and turn. However, the four zombies are even stronger. Each attack is not flash and not avoid, by virtue of hard to catch Kang Chan's attack. Also want to bombard Kang Chan. This kind of desperate stance let Kang Chan gradually feel more than, after all, the zombie knife and gun are invulnerable, but he does not dare to be attacked by the zombie on again. In addition, that black-robed man was very cunning. Every time, while Kang Chan coped with the zombies, sneak attacked him, so that he could not defend. Kang Chan wanted to perform the stance heaven tackling hand, but the two strands of corpse chi in his body suddenly eroded so much that he was unable to perform the heaven tackling hand. After all, performing such a stance consumed a very huge amount of true essence. Once he mobilized a huge amount of true essence, the two strands of corpse chi would even invade into his dantian, and he would then really turn into a zombie. Elder Dan, why are these two strands of corpse chi so powerful? Is there any way to remove them? The black-robed man and the four zombies pressed on, making Kang Chan feel the aura of danger, and he had to turn to Dan Huang for help. Brat, you are still inexperienced. At the beginning, use the heaven escaping hand to strongly restrain that black-robed man. Without his command, aren't these four spiritless zombies just posing? Again, you don't know much about zombies. You should have dodged and not fought hard. Otherwise you wouldn't have ended up like this. Emperor Dan rebuked, pointing out one by one the mistakes Kang Chan had just made against the enemy. Kang Chan resisted while smiling bitterly. These experiences will be talked about after the battle, you old man. Right now it's better to help the brat solve the trouble in front of him first. Brat, does a mere corpse chi make it difficult for you? Have you forgotten about the star absorption technique? Any energy can be absorbed, and corpse chi is naturally no exception. It's even a great tonic. Emperor Dan laughed and scolded. Oh, Kang Chan's eyes lit up, but then he was puzzled. But didn't your old man say to use the star-absorbing grand technique to devour energy in the future? Kid, why are you so dead-headed? At times like this, of course it's important to save your little life first. As long as you stick to your heart and don't use the star-absorbing grand technique to harm people, naturally you don't have to worry about the invasion of heart demons, Emperor Dan exasperatedly said. In that case, let them taste the power of the star-absorbing grand technique. As Kang Chan's words fell, he immediately activated the star-absorbing grand technique, and the true essence in his body surged up, changing from orange to black, and quickly devouring those two strands of corpse chi. With the activation of the star-absorbing grand technique, Kang Chan's demonic chi outside his body escaped, like a blazing demonic flame that was burning. Devil chi. Kid, you're actually a devil cultivator. There's even a devil cultivator in the territory of the Heavenly Tao sect. You kiddies really not afraid of death? The black-robed man was shocked when he saw the powerful demonic chi erupting from Kangchon. You'd better worry about yourself first, Kangchon said with cold eyes, as the true essence in his body turned into demonic aura. His character seemed to have changed with it. A morose, murderous aura penetrated through his body, along with a powerful pressure that spread throughout the entire space.